Diamonds are the girl's best friend. But what do we do as a normal woodworker? Well, I got a lathe and I think I've got an idea. So what is the next desired thing next to the diamond? Well, this is a good smell, and I got this bottle of perfume which got a pump mechanism on the top, and I got this sled of, well, oak. I know that it's oak by now. I didn't know it as I turned my piece. And, well, you wouldn't be a turner if you wouldn't if you couldn't pop this up. And I made this piece here, and, well, I'm gonna show you how to do it, and I think next time it will say, well, woodturners are the girl's best friend. Well, on this wedged offcut, I marked the length for 2 blanks, and I'm gonna cut this at the miter saw. Over at the bandsaw, I'm gonna cut this to a square so I can put it in between centers. Sometimes you find, well, treasures on doing a resawing. Look at the figure of the wood over here, and it's highly curled, and, well, maybe I shouldn't use it for turning, but, well, I decided so I go ahead and do this. After marking the centers, it's time to put it in between centers, and to rough it out. So this wood is awful hard. When I step on the chips, well, on the chips, it sounds like you're stepping on potato chips. I don't know. After, well, starting with the roughing out, I've got a few flat spots on here. Still got a few flat spots on here. I rearranged the tool rest and set up the speed to 1200 rounds per minute, and I'll finish it up so it's a round piece. So last cut, and wow, even on this one here it looks great because I've got a matching grain and all that. And well, now I have to start on drilling the holes inside here, and I hope I can get them. I hope I can get them straight while drilling the holes in here. And well, the grain is matching. And that's a perfect thing here. I'm excited as a child on Christmas Eve. Yep. To start turning, I've got my prepared pieces. I pre-drilled the pieces, and I made this chuck here to meet the hole I drilled. And as I can't drill the hole right on center and all that straight, it got a like wobble in here, and I have to get this wobble out of before I start shaping it. So I just set up my tool rest and I'm almost ready to go, because now I know what wood this is. This is killing dry oak, and due to these curled grain, it's extreme dense, and that's the reason why my tools get dull every 5 minutes on this stuff. Well, with this here, I could see dumps in here as I had roughed it out, and well, even my skew chisels are dull on this one. After, well, say 3 or 4 minutes, they are dull and don't cut, and I have to have sharp tools on that. Chewed the piece up and used my skew chisel for practicing on it and looking where the wood starts to get some tear outs and where it gets a weird thing, and I need the practice with the skew chisel because I'm not that used to it. So what I'm gonna do now is back up this piece and chew this side up, the top side. I just cut a hair of it so it gets perfectly square, and just cup it into for a nice fit for the lid. So what I'm going to do now is I back it up and chew this side up. Using the small skew as well on scraping mode, I established this is an almost finished surface on here, And now I'll back it up and do the layout on it. So the first what I'm going to do is I lay out the overall length and to shape the bottom of it here, and then I start on shaping the outside. Just mark the center of the whole piece. Well, this is the cap going on here, so it is the center of the height. And to get the low point for the final V shape I want to have, and now I'm gonna work on the low point here. This is just 0.5 millimeter on top of the, well, as I thought it should be, and 0.5 millimeter is, well, counting to my calipers, I don't know whether I can get that, 16th, 32nd of an inch. Now I shape this this way. I'm gonna cut a V groove on here and a V groove on here, and as I did my test piece, this is the reference point where the cap and the body meet. So I don't go deeper than my chuck is here. If you ever get the chance of getting one of these chucks, well, leave them where they are. Well, due to my modification, but also before that, I got very sharp edges, revolving at 1,700 rounds per minute now. And if you get near to that one here, and you might get hurt. So I'm going to put, well, at least on the left hand, my gloves on. Well, at least they won't hurt that much. The piece is finished in its form itself, but I'm going to sand it now because I got some tear outs here, and I hope I can sand them away. But first of all, I put a bead on here, which will be the same height as the top, so the transition between the body and the top isn't detracting from the whole thing here, so it looks more symmetric as it is at the moment. As the top isn't finished yet, I draw the line a little bit downwards. With this shaping done, it's now time for sanding. I'm going to start on 100 grit because I got these tear outs here, and I'm going to finish with a 600 grit, and well, therefore I turn the lathe speed down now to 850 and go through the grits and hope this will work out. Before I start sanding, I put on these breathing mask because I don't want to breathe in the sawdust. So now the outside is finished. Well, there is one spot I couldn't sand, and this is where the top meets the bottom part. So I'm going to back up this just a little to get in there and try to do a little sanding in there, and then it's ready for the finish. So I go ahead and do this. The next step is I'm going to finish this one here, and I'm going to use a sanding sealer, and I think I might put 3 coats on it. Well, until I got a satisfied finish, I'm going to sand in between the coats with 600 grit, and well, let's go ahead. Well, to get a shine on here, I use this broom, but the bristles are all natural. They are from a horse, and there's no synthetic bristles in here. And I tried to listen to my mother now, and well, she said the best shoe shine you get out of, well, a good wax and a good brush and a lot of work. And so the work is done by the lathe. I set it up to 1700 and I'll buff it out trying to use this brush. Wow, I've never seen a shine like that on a piece of wood. And I think next time I'll listen to my mother. we go. I just need a drop on here. As I said before, not too much, otherwise you get a squeeze out, and then just put a drop right in the middle here, and just a tiny little bit. So, what a waste of material. There we go. Now I just insert that one here into the line it up. Like this. And now I'll let it dry for a quarter of an hour, that's all which is needed. I hope the girls like this thing like I did. Like I like the turning, and well, it's a nice piece, and well, you don't have to have fancy tools. I just got this very cheap lathe. It's just the imagination and the, well, to be inspired. And what inspired me had been this thing here for the flashlight. Inspired me to do this as well for the spray pump here. So thanks to Carl Jacobson, who inspired me with this thing to do this thing, and I hope the girls will not say diamonds are the girl's best friend, but they'll like to, I hope they say, well, you are my best friend. Thank you for watching, and if you like, please leave a comment, and well, don't forget to subscribe, because well, I'm not always that lucky to find wood like this in a scrap bin.